Hi, it's Chris here with some quick and easy tips on getting the most out of your Carmen quizzes. Carmen quizzes are really fantastic because Carmen does a great job of auto-grading just about any question type, except for sentence answers, short or long answers, paragraph answers, but any kind of multiple choice, matching, those kinds of things. Carmen can really save you some time by auto-grading your answers. The problem with Carmen quizzes, at least in my experience, is they can take a long time to create. So today I'm going to show you how I create Carmen quizzes quickly and easily, and this should save you some time. So here's our Carmen quiz, and here is my vocabulary quiz. You can see at the top I have some matching questions, two sets of matching questions, and then some multiple choice questions. These are vocabulary items that my class has generated, and now I'm going to give them a quiz to help check how well they've learned them. So when you make a quiz on Carmen, it can be really problematic because you have to go through and enter each question and answer one at a time. I'm going to show you a tool that allows you to take a document like this, like you'd create in a word processing application, and just convert it and upload it all in one shot. So I'm on a Mac, as you can see, and if you do this process in Microsoft Word, the way Word encodes the text makes it problematic to use this tool. So I'm using an application called Text Wrangler. It's freely downloadable, and it's a very simple text editing application. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of images and fonts and all that kind of stuff. It's just the down and dirty. Your basic text edit application will work, and if you're using a PC, then you wouldn't run into any of these issues at all. So I have my my quiz, vocabulary quiz, right here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this tool, which was recommended to me by Henry Griffey in ODEE. So shout out to Henry, thanks for pointing me in this direction. It's called the D2L, Desire to Learn, D2L Question Import Tool. And again, it's also free. It's developed by some fine people over at the University of Wisconsin. So if you Google D2L Question Importer Tool, it's the top link right here. The page looks like this. They have really nice documentation and a PDF you can download. It tells you all the different question types and how to make them. And then you just click on install now. It works for your Mac or your PC, and it's really fantastic. So it looks like this right here. It's a very simple, straightforward tool. All you do is you select your text, copy it, and paste it into the tool. So you can see, again, it looks just like a quiz. Matching questions, you put the word match in front, and then your items are separated by slashes. It all has to be in one line. Multiple choice looks just like a regular multiple choice, and your correct answer is indicated with an asterisk. Again, this is all in the documentation, but these are the two question types I'll be using. Now you can set a few different parameters down here. The one that I think is important is, these are the default settings, but I usually check remove enumeration from answers, because Carmen's going to go ahead and put in the A, B, C's and the 1, 2, 3's for me. Everything else I leave the same. The default value is 1 point and the difficult value is 1 point. So once your quiz is all set up, click Create CSV File, and it'll ask you where you want to save that. I'm going to save mine in where I always save them, in my vocabulary folder. You can see I have a bunch of them now, and you'll notice it's saving a CSV file, and I have a few of those from previous weeks. This is our week 6 vocabulary, and it's not a docx, so I'll remove the ending, week 6 vocab, and it'll save it as a CSV. Boom. My file's been saved. Fantastic. Now what we do is we go over to Carmen, and we go to our quizzes section, and we say new quiz. Now this is the part that has always been problematic, but boy, this file, D2L Question Importer, is a huge time saver. So I'm going to create a new quiz. It's vocabulary quiz 6. I'm not going to categorize it. I'm going to add or edit questions, and click the import button. And then what we're going to choose is, from a Desire to Learn text format file. This will give us some options. We're going to browse, and we're going to find that file that we just saved, which is here, week 6 vocabulary CSV. And it's got it, and we're going to save it. And it'll take a second. And there are all of my questions, which are the same questions. And you can see match the definitions, a place especially for mechanical work, and that matches everything here. Now, again, I said earlier, you may run into issues on a Mac, just the way Word encodes texts. One way to double check is you can see here in my file, my little preview, I'll click on the one, you can sort of see there's a block of text for each question. There's the matching ones. Here's multiple choice 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't see that in your preview in your CSV file, and you can open this with Word or any other application, if you just see one big block of text, that means it encoded it wrong and you're going to have some problems. So again, make sure you're using a text editor if you're on a Mac or a PC, and you won't have any issues. So here we have all of our question types. I have a few more tips on setting up a quiz quickly and easily that I'll just walk you through now in case you haven't done this with a Carmen quiz before. My matching questions, they're 5-item questions, and currently they're only worth 1 point, like my single-item multiple choice questions. So I like to edit the values and make those worth 5 points each. You can do that however you like, but that's how I do it. So that's taken care of. The other thing I like to do is I like to go through and edit my multiple choice questions so that the options are randomized. This means basically that the answers will be presented in random order. And you recall when we checked the remove enumeration from answers, that way we don't have A here and B here, and if they were randomized, that would look kind of weird. So we check the randomized order box and save. And the next one, and randomize and save, and so on. I'm not going to do that all right here. I'll show you the other steps. I'll go back and do this later, but I like to randomize all of them. That way if students are sitting next to each other and they are attempted to share answers, you can't just say it's answer C, because chances are it's not, the correct answer is not C for me. So once you have all your questions randomly ordered, you've changed the point values as needed or whatever, go ahead and click Done Editing Questions. And there are all your questions imported. They're lovely, they're nice. A few other things I like to do, restrictions. Whether or not you can put any restrictions on your quiz, you're going to want to make it active. You have to make it active before they take it. I always set the start date for the day of the class and the time the class starts. That way students, there's no way students can access it. They don't even see it before the time that I've indicated here, which is when the class starts. The other thing I like to do is I like to put in a little password, a word that they can type and is clear and I can remember. I also typically set a time limit. 20 minutes would be plenty. I'll give them 30 and give them the clock. This way when they're taking the MELAB later, they get used to having a clock there. I think that's good practice. Let's see, 5 minutes before it's late, blah, 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 blah. I like all those settings. Next, assessment. You probably want to match it to a grade item in your grade book. If you don't have one already there, I usually create them as I go like this. So I'm going to call this V Vocabulary Week 6, and then the short name Vocab 6. And if you have grade categories, you can indicate it there. Grading, I let it go ahead and just stay the default to be consistent. And the grade item is always visible, so it'll always be in the grade book. Click Save. Now, two other things: allow automatic export to grades, and allow attempt to be set as graded immediately upon completion. I like this. It means that when my students are finished with the quiz, they will see their results right away, because again, Carmen auto grades this. I don't have to go in and choose the correct answers. That's, for me, that's the biggest advantage of using Carmen quizzes. One attempt is fine for me. Highest attempt is fine for me. You can adjust those as needed. The other thing I like to do, submission views. There's a default view which you can change. I don't really see any point in adding an additional view. Here's the automatic message that students will see when they submit the quiz. You can change that if you like. I don't really do that. And then show questions, yes. I like to show the question answers and to show the question scores and show all the questions with either user responses. That way when students are finished they can go through and see what they got right and what they got wrong. You can see there are a number of different options, but I like that one the best. Also, it shows their attempt score and the overall attempt score. You can also show the class average and show the score distribution, but my class is so small that I wouldn't want students to figure out each other's scores based on that. For example, if I'm the second person finished and I get perfect, but the class average is 50%, then I know the first person finished got 0. I'm probably a little overcautious, but that's how I like to do it. One thing you could do is go back in afterwards, after all the students have taken the quiz, check these 2 boxes and then refer them back to it, and they can see the class average. That's sort of up to you. Let's see, we'll save that. And report setup, I don't usually bother with reports. So for me, the quiz is finished and I'm happy. I save it and close it, and then I can go ahead and click on preview. And this is what it will look like. I'm bypassing the restriction of entering the password. If you uncheck this box, then you'll have to put in the password. Click on Start Quiz. This is what students will see when they start, and this is what students will see when they open the quiz. So we can see all the questions on the left side, questions on the right. Everything looks fine all the way down. The matching, multiple choice, and I can check the box, click Save, and question 3 is saved, and so on and so on and so on. So the questions look fine. Everything's formatted great. I'm happy, and my students are ready to take the quiz. So if you are not a fan of typing all of your questions and answers into Carmen, and you prefer doing something like a traditional, almost paper-like quiz, I definitely recommend this tool. You can type it into your word processor, use the Desire to Learn D2L question import tool from Wisconsin, create the file, and just upload it automatically into Carmen, and create a quiz in under 10 minutes if you already have the file. So if you have any questions, get in touch with me. I hope this helps you to make fantastic Carmen quizzes that can be auto-graded, and your students can get virtually immediate responses as soon as they submit the quiz. My students really like that, and I hope you do too. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.